And it seems as though we are live, which is usually a good thing. I'm on at a much earlier time, though, so I'm wondering who's going to find me. Anyway, I'm showing off my dragon junk first, while we're waiting for John to show up for his spot in the limelight here. Hi, I am D Ocean of D Ocean's Deep Woo. And you know what we do here. We do the deepest of woo. And tonight we're going to talk about dragons and dragon junk, and hopefully John will be showing up to show us his dragon junk. Hey, Michelle Cannon Free, how's life? How is life? How is life? Yeah. I'm on early because John needs to get up early. So I don't know. I might make 8 o'clock my new time to be on most of the time because it seems like most of my guests need to be on earlier. So cool. I don't know how many people are going to notice though. I am groovy so far. I can't complain. I'm getting out my Halloween equipment that you see in the back there. I'm getting out my Halloween stuff. I'm going to be decorating soon. I got my dragon backflow incense burner going here. I thought that would be a good start. I'm not really sure how good it's showing up. And waiting for people to notice that I'm on. It's been an interesting weekend, and you know, I'm just not even worried. It's a full moon. Just had a full moon Friday. So we're still in the time period 3 days before, 3 days after. So we're still in the new moon period. And I'm there we go. I think we got some backflow going on there. But you have to be really still because otherwise it just won't flow down all the way. You have to have absolutely no breeze going on with these backflow incense burners for them to work. But hoping to show you how cool it is. Is he breathing? Yeah, he's breathing smoke. He'll go all the way down, hopefully. So hopefully it'll work and show you what it looks like. Oh, you got some beautiful moon shots? Not the kind you drink, but the kind that you took of the moon, right? The beautiful pictures of the moon? That's pretty cool. You know, I should be doing that. I don't know what the heck is going on with me that I haven't been doing that. I should be taking some pictures. I should be out there taking photos. I haven't taken hardly any pictures recently. Hey, jumping Jiminy's in. Now let's hope that John remembers. Let's hope that John remembers. If John doesn't remember, this may be a kind of a short show. The moon is beautiful, huh? Yeah. I hear that it is. It's going to be beautiful for, let's see, it was Friday that it was full, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so it's still tomorrow. Moon day is still going to be a moon day, full moon day. I'm showing off my dragon incense burner, Gemini. Yeah, I should be taking some pictures. I don't know. I'm kind of glad that you're going to get a chance to see a show before you fall asleep, Gemini. At least I hope you're going to get to see a show because I'm waiting for John. I hope he remembers. I hope he remembers. Is there a time difference between where I am and where John is? I can't. I don't think so. I think 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, it's all the way down at the bottom, isn't it? Yep, the smoke's going all the way to the bottom. Mm. And I got some new babies over there. I got some goldfish to hypnotize the cat with. And I'm gonna have life all over the place. I'm tired of the bare walls, and my walls are not bare anymore. I'm gonna show off a little bit. There's I don't know if you can really see it that well. Wow. It's, I'm like right up on it, but it's really hard to get a good picture of my shelf. It's a picture of my shelf. There's my fancy day glow, um, fancy day glow tapestry, black light. And then there's an unwelcome guest. It kind of looks a little bit like Hunter Biden on one of his bad days. Yeah. That's Hunter when denied his hose right there. Okay. So, I tease Hunter a lot. Thank you. Goldfish for Cowboy. Does he get to name them? Well, if he was name them, it would probably be lunch, dinner, chow. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't like fish that well. Hello, Chloe. Hello, Chloe. Hello, Chloe. In the meantime, I'll put the invite link out. And if somebody wants to come in and talk until John makes his appearance, then we'll do that. Anybody want to come in and talk? You are invited as long as you're not just some weird Yahoo who comes in and that I don't know who wants to take over the stream. But no, we'll just leave them in the back room without a key. Hey, Witch Moon. It's witchy. Hey, witchy, witchy. Okay. Witchy, Chloe, Gemini, and Michelle Canham Free. So far, that's doing pretty good. Oh, that's pretty cool. So far, people are slowly getting the notices. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit. Here's my other one. I painted both of these. I painted these guys. They were just black when I got them. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light on the sky. And of course, this one's red and gold. And when I got them, they were just all black. So I couldn't have that. And they needed more in their lives. Beloved Abstract is here. Hi, beloved Abstract. I don't think you've been here before, have you? Oh, good water. Well, good for you. Yeah, I love my water too. I absolutely love a good water. Nice, clean, fresh, and sometimes hydrogenated water because I have a water hydrogenator. Someday I'll show you what it looks like. It's really pretty when it's hydrogenating. It lights up blue. I also have my water pot that I heat up water for my coffee and tea. It's also got these pretty blue lights. So I'm gradually uh, developing a collection of kitchen appliances that have blue lights. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Oh, does anybody have John's information so that we can say, oh, John, remember it was at 8? We said 8? I'm beginning to get a little nervous. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around while the intro is on. I'm going to play the intro and see if I can send John a reminder. And then we'll start the show regardless. So, did John show up yet? No. Well, isn't that interesting? By the way, I'm wearing my white hat because I'm a white hat shaman. We got this white hat shaman thing going. I looked up white hat. Well, there's white hat hackers, but you know what? We're hackers of the matrix. But I'm your white hat shaman, and John's a white hat shaman. It's kind of a movement, so if you want to join it, just work for the good and put on your white hat. Okay, yeah, relax because John is not in yet. So I'm going to have to just BS and stuff. Well, with this group, though, it's pretty easy. We We were talking about all kinds of stuff earlier. We were talking about Elon and his brain chip. We were talking about, I don't know, what the heck were we all talking about? Just tons of stuff, just all kinds of things. And I'm one of those people that I try to make light of everything. And maybe that's one of my talents is I make light of everything, you know? It's Peachy says meow. 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 Cowboy is sleeping in on the bed. He's really training hard for that champion snoozing award that, you know, the world-class champion snooze awards are coming up, and he wants to be ready. And he's really, I think he's going to win it this time. But I'm not sure because I hear that Gemini's cat is going to enter that too. And she's really, really, really good at that. So she's really got game. So I don't know. I don't know, Chloe. Is Peachy gonna enter that contest? Right. There's always woo to discuss. That's right. We do the woo that we do so well. We're gonna do the woo that we do so well. Woo woo. You know, I think I'm gonna start by tomorrow. I'm gonna start wearing my different witch hats. Witch hats? My witch hats. My I'm gonna be wearing my witch hats. Oh, do 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 do. I cannot find anything. I cannot find John's information. Oh, this is lovely. Can anybody get a hold of John? John does show up quite often to these things, but he shows up over here, but where's John? I can't find my Okay, this is really bad too, is I can't find my email. Where in the heck's my email? Where's my email? Come on now. That's just weird. Come on. Yeah, leave a comment on his live stream. Yeah, I know he doesn't check his email. Peachy keen mommy, peachy keen mommy. I sing to mine too. I sing to mine all the time. He's a very spoiled little kitty cat. Very, very, very spoiled. I mean, he's got the life. I mean, such a good kitty life. He's got the good life. I mean, he was with a woman before that didn't know anything about cats. So he had these great big mats in his fur, and he had, they were feeding him the wrong food. He wasn't very well. He was extremely, extremely chunky. I could tell he was a sweet boy, but not feeling that good, not well taken care of. And then I heard that he was getting taken to the shelter which is no good place for older cats. An old cat with missing half his teeth and very chunky and old and kind of not moving around very much. And I took him in, and I remember the first time he walked into my room. He looked in and poked his head in the door, looked at me like, okay, what's going on? And I said, well, you better come up here on the bed. I saw the cow spots. You better come up here on the bed and get your belly rubbed, cowboy. And he got right up on the bed and rolled over and let me rub his belly, which was a very good start to a beautiful friendship, a beautiful relationship. No, thank you. I appreciate that. I can't find. Oh, this is so professional. This is just so professional. I can't tell you. I can't tell you because I haven't a clue. But no, what is going on? But yeah, he was a baby, and I couldn't really bear to think that Cowboy was going to end up in the shelter. That's really no place for an older kitty. There's my mail. Let's see if I can. But you're right. He doesn't really look at his mail much. Ah, but yeah, I just didn't want to leave him like that. So, and I made him a star. He's actually got he's actually got a video that went viral. So he's a big star now, but he's still very humble. And I have to say, he's still very good with all his fans. That's your girl, Alice. Is that her name? Alice. Alice. Hey, Alice. Hey, Alice. I'm not sure if Cowboy has a girlfriend or not. I was thinking he was kind of making eyes at. He's kind of liking. Well, he's only heard her voice, I think. He's only heard Rassie's voice. That's Gemini's cat, Razzie. And I think he was kind of liking her, but you know, he might go for Alice. Yeah. I sing stuff like, he's my little cowboy. Yeah, cowboy is he's an old cow cat. Nothing wrong with that. Never rode a horse, but he's got a hat. Really my hat. He's a cow cat who's never seen a cow, except for in burgers and beef cat chow. Fill his food bowl up when he says meow. Being a kitty's okay. Being a kitty's okay. Great, Chloe. He's a cow cat who's never seen a cow. Pecan has cheeseburgers anyhow. Gets his belly rubbed when he says, meow. Being a little kitty's okay. Yeah, I guess. Being a little kitty's okay. and he loves that. He's just there like, "Yes, I know he's thinking about me." And what better subject? There could be no better subject. Of course, and I deserve all that attention because I am a cat. I am your Lyran assistant. Okay, I'm gonna put this down then, to heck with it. Well, John and I have gotta get some better communication because I really think I need to talk to John a lot more. John and I gotta open communication a little bit. "Oh, your pup and dog? Oh, is your puppy? It's your puppy! Peachy is the kitty." Okay, Peachy's the kitty. Oh, he might like Peachy. You know what? That's one of my favorite words is peachy. Because people ask me how I am, and I say peachy a lot of times when I'm not saying groovy. I really like white peaches, they're my favorite. But anyway, I'm gonna put this aside then and just talk about how I am a crazy cat lady, right? I'm sure you will appreciate this shirt. Most of you in here. Oh, he's no, but he's sleeping right now. You know what? He gets so upset when after a certain point, he wants me to come in and rub his belly. Yeah, our pets probably think we're nice. Yeah, they probably do. I can't really blame them for that either. So we were talking about, did people hear about Bunny? I know I mentioned it on John's show, so if you're on John's show, we were talking about Bunny the dog. Well, Bunny is a dog who thinks she should be a person. And that's fairly common. I mean, you know, our pets, how many times do you think, yeah, they think they're a human? They think they're one of us, of course, or maybe a little above. um, but uh, but Dolly or Bunny, Bunny has her owner has gotten the buttons, the talking buttons, the buttons that you can have them press so that they can learn, so that you can communicate. So it's actually a really big animal communication experiment done by just people, not scientists, because scientists are too busy studying stuff that, you know, whether or not gnats like the color red or something. I don't know. Anyway, whereas I think we're doing the real experimentation out here in the field. I'm going to get, oh, is she a little peach calico? Is that, yeah, she's a little peachy calico. Oh, a little red calico. Um, wow, they're little spitfires, though, I hear. Haven't had a red calico yet. I had a beautiful silver tabby. Um, well, she had some silver tabby in her with the beautiful silver tips, an Aegean cat. One of those cats that looks like it's wearing a cat skin on its back, wearing another cat on its back. She even had the belt to where it was attached. She was a wonderful cat. But Dolly now has learned English. Not Dolly, Bunny. Who's Dolly? Who's Dolly? Whose animal is Dolly? It's one of my friends, probably. But Bunny, the dog, has learned English. And when she saw herself in the mirror, she became aware that that was her and that she wasn't a human. And so she was asking through the buttons why she was a dog and not a human. And that was just a little deeper than her owner was, prepared to really delve into psychology, into doggy psychology. So, you know, it was sort of one of those existential moments when the dog is like, I don't get it. What if this isn't fair? And now she's depressed and having a personality crisis of some kind, the dog. And the owner has to take her for some psychological help. And they're like, it's got to be something similar. Something similar has to have had to happen. Coco's a gorilla figuring out she's a gorilla. Um, I'm going to get my little knucklehead some buttons and see if he can learn English. Dolly the sheep. Oh my goodness, Dolly the sheep. Boy. So anyway, Daisy, I had a black cat named Daisy. My husband named her Davy. And the veterinarian named her Daisy, thought that her name was Daisy. So, hello, Witch Moon. So, yeah, that was my ex for you. Making sense much? No, not really. Didn't have to make sense. With him, no, not really. So yeah, so poor Dolly, I keep wanting to call her Dolly. Bunny. Well, that's because she's not a bunny. I mean, first of all, her owner is calling her Bunny, calling her dog Bunny. I think maybe the owner needs to be trained better. It's like, does that make any sense to name your dog after a wholly different animal? I mean, right from jump, that would be confusing. But it's confusing me already, and I'm not even a part of it. But so anyway, her dog Bunny has existential angst now and is depressed because they are not a human, and nobody can give them the answer why they're not human. Which kind of begs the question, they must not remember either after they get here too often, right? So, I mean, I'm not sure it's very kind for them to know that they're not human. I mean, as far as that's concerned, I guess it's something something to be contemplated. How would that be if you woke up in another species and found out that you weren't a human and you thought you were. I mean, that's kind of deep. Tell her she's wearing a costume. There you go. Don't worry, you're just wearing a dog costume. One day it'll all make sense. But humans have this sort of existential angst um, because of the awareness. Oh, there you are. Oh, you weren't sure on the time. Okay, well, that's okay. Let me put the link back out there. Da, 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 da. So anyway, I don't know. Cowboy, I'm pretty sure though that I'm pretty sure that he's aware that he's the most important thing. Oh, I accidentally booted myself from the studio. Okay, press the wrong button and you're out. Yikes. Okay, hang on. Post comment. Post comment. There it is. Okay. So here's the magnificent John with his magnificent dragon junk. That must get all the girls. So can you imagine? You're talking somebody up. Of course he's married, so I mean, he's all set, right? But it's like you're at a party or something and hey, you wanna come home and I'll show you my dragon junk? I'll show you dragon penis? Hmm. Dragon dick pics. I mean, and we are the people who are here for it, right? We're mostly women in here. We're here for it, man. You show us the mile-long sperm too while you're at it.
How you doing?
I'm groovy.
Yeah, it would be great for picking up people. If I was single, I'd definitely use it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, beloved. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Michelle. And anyone else who's here?
Yeah, and it's coming in choppy, like for me. But is it good for everybody else?
Is my voice choppy?
For me, it's all scratchy and stuff, but it usually is when I have guests. It's just something I must endure. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's why I switched from StreamYards to the other one. I forget what it's called now. Because my mic wasn't working. My mic was getting all scratchy and stuff.
I'm going to turn you down just a little, but I can still hear you. Just maybe see if the scratching goes away.
How's it sound in chat there?
How's it going out there? Is it okay?
Hi, Michelle.
Alice is your favoriteest girl in the whole wide world, forever and always your doggy pup. Yeah, okay. We're having pet talk because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the dick pics weren't here yet. It's a hen party. No, it was a hen party until you came in. Where the heck is Scotty?
Beloved's here. So it's not all girls.
Well, sorry, Beloved is here. Sorry, Beloved.
I don't know what Beloved identifies as, but...
Yeah, what do you identify as, Beloved? Or are you one of those fluid people? Are you fluid, solid, No,
John sounds
belo-
fine.
beloved is
Just what's coming out
abstract.
of my mouth that bothers you.
If beloved is abstract, what does that mean?
You
That
have to
is
figure
that
that
kind
out.
of
That means whatever, I guess, whatever you want it to mean.
right? I
It's
guess
very abstract, you know.
whatever they want to be. I suppose that's fluid. Maybe I don't know. We're teasing you, beloved. I hope you don't get upset.
No, he can take it.
Okay, you got
He'll be
to say
fine.
you better have a good sense of humor to hang around
He'll be
here.
just fine.
Okay, but welcome to the family. Welcome to my family over here. John and I are somehow our families are related somehow.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, our channels are a little bit inbred or something. Or no, I'm kidding. But we just kind of keep sending people to each other's show because we're just kind of drift over to that show and then come over here and then drift over there. And okay. So John is going to show us some dragon dick pics. And maybe we'll even see some giant mile-long sperm. He's got a
You will.
compilation.
You will. You will.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Okay, so I'm sharing screen now. If you want to share screen, make it big.
I am.
No, so down beside
Wait.
me, underneath where we are, there should be another screen open up.
Hang on. Let me see
You
if
have to
I
add
can
it to
do
the stream.
that. Oh, poop. Layout. I think probably that.
No, it's not on layout. It's
No.
further down than that. You know where you added
That,
me in? Where
there
you
is
added?
nothing.
There should be. Let me see.
Well, wait a minute. That's backwards of the way that I wanted it.
So go down to the very bottom. There should be like a picture of me and then a picture beside me now.
I'm not seeing it.
Okay, I'll try resharing it.
Cinema layout,
Hold on.
solo layout,
Okay, so
guest
down it,
layout.
not layouts, down further down on the screen. You know where you added
There's
me
no
in?
further down.
You know where okay, when I showed up on the screen, do you remember where I am? You see where I am underneath you?
You were in guests. I just gotcha. Add to the stage. Just
There
saw
you
it.
go. Okay.
I had to press another button on the inside.
Yeah, that's okay.
There we go. Now we got it
Okay.
all figured out.
Okay. So before we show you dragon genitals, we should show you what dragon genitals most closely relate to. Okay. That way we can
Hey,
get an
Trey.
idea of what type of reproduction they have, how they reproduce, and what we can expect to see. Okay. So these are various types of gonads and genitalia from birds, amphibian, mammal, elastobranch, which is what we're going to be looking at, telelost, and cytomine. The elastmo branch, it contains things like fish. So spiny fish with spines is what they call them, is spiny fish. So any fish will have genitals closely related to these ones here on the far right side. Let me see if I'll blow them up a bit.
Well, you gotta say that a class in dragon genitals is not something you see every day online.
Okay, it's not blowing up for me, so I'll return it to its original size. Okay, where did we go? Too far down? Yeah, okay. Okay, so these ones here on the far right top side is the shape we're looking for. So we're looking for two long, thin structures, okay, with kind of like a mushroom cap uh, flourishing end. Let me see. Hopefully I can find this fast enough. Going to switch images here.
Hey, Dolly, how you doing? Hello, Dolly.
There we
Well,
go.
hello, Dolly.
So these are actual lizard genitalia.
Holy cow.
That's one example of them,
Kinky.
isn't it?
Really, really kinky.
Everyone's excited.
Wow. They got dual genitalia. Just doubling up.
Okay, here's the first one. I have a couple of these so we can get an idea of what we're looking for. There we go. So these are actually more to the shape of what we're looking for. You can see the darkened ends, the long protrusion, and these are present in both male and female uh, fish, lizards, and dragons.
As far as we know.
Yes, well,
They
that's
would
what should
probably be present in dragons because if they are lizards or.
no. Okay, I'm going to show you these, so don't worry about
Mm-hmm.
it. Now, the reproduction of these bony fish, okay, they are fish genitalia that most closely relate to what we're looking at. So their eggs and sperm can be either, if it's more towards a lizard, because we don't know exactly what type it is. If it's more towards a lizard, it can store eggs and sperm for long periods of time in the vaginal area to expel them later. Some lizards they have varied ways of giving birth. Some can leave their eggs and have them inseminated. Some have them inseminated internally, like fish have them inseminated outside of the body, which is more the case, I think, that's happening on the earth. So they're more like, I think, fish eggs than they are lizard eggs. And the genitals are more closely related, at least in visual, to fish genitals. So it seems that dragons had more closely related to fish genitals. Hi, Trey.
So we're finding out about dragons via mud fossils, by the way,
Trey
is what
knows.
we're doing.
Trey knows what we're doing.
Yes, Trey, you're correct.
Okay, so now we know that what fish genitals look like, kind of. Let's show you an example. I have 3 really good examples on Google Earth. I showed you, I think, one of them today. So here's the first one. So I'm going to refer back to the other image. Oh, that's not the first one.
Wow, can you imagine what dinosaur porn must be like? But anyway.
Okay.
I think that'd hurt my mind, though. Maybe.
Here we are near the Grand Canyon, I believe. Utah. We're in Utah.
You believe what Utah?
In Utah. You believe what you saw in Utah? Utah it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have a heart shape. I'm going to refer back to the other image. Okay. In a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have an appendage headed up this way to a blackened end. It gets better. There's also a field of sperm out here. You can't see that very well. It's darkened. These two things here are testicles. These
Oh my
heart-shaped
God.
pieces here are testicles, and I will show you those in the image I showed you before. This is the line of the other peni, or whatever it's called, cloaca, whatever. This one does come up to a field of sperm right here, starting here,
Oh my God.
and going out this way. That
I
one's
see
very
it.
clear and easy to see. So now I'll back out because you know the structures you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the heart shape. There's the field of sperm, and there's the line of the penis, we'll call it, on both sides, extending out. Now let's go back and have a look at the gonads and ducts. And
Well,
here,
it is the season, Trey.
here in the middle of these teleroast, we have two heart-shaped looking type of structures right here. You see those? Right and left.
Right.
Those are testicles. They are testes.
Oh God.
And so the dragons are somewhere a blend of these types of genitals. So, okay, let's go back and we'll look at another example. Dragon genitals. Which one are we on? That's the one we just saw. So right there. It's easy to lose those balls. There they are.
Well,
But yeah,
lose the ball. Jeez.
Yeah, there is a field of sperm up here. It's not as easy to see as the other field. That one's very easy to see.
Something bad must have happened over there.
I don't know what happens. I think when they die, they expel their fluids.
Yeah.
Okay,
that would be...
this one I have dubbed the Pac-Man penis.
Oh God.
You can see that right there. There is the Pac-Man penis.
Pac-Man penis.
Okay, here's the shaft that runs down the penis, right along here. It's bulbous at the end for some reason. There is a field of sperm coming out of it. Right up here you can see it in this area here. And it does have a mate. The mate is not as easily visible, but it runs, this is the bottom of it here, in a teardrop shape. It goes all the way up. They're very big. And this one doesn't, it's been washed out up here. So there's nothing left up there to see. But there are the two genitals of that one. And that one is, I believe, in Africa. Yeah, that's on the coast of Africa. Now let's look at the semen in Yemen. Let's do that, because that's where another penis is as well.
You taught yourself, Trey. What do you think it is?
So,
oh yeah, Dolly says male fallopian tubes if you're woke. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
There
here we have the another penis. This is Yemen. Yemen is full of semen. This is a field of semen here. This guy really blew the load. Like, look at this. This is 200 miles of semen.
Wow.
Out of a 50-mile long schlong.
That must have been some date.
Yeah. So this one runs, I'll start at the beginning of it. There's two of them, of course.
Oh my goodness.
Always. So this one
runs
from here all the way down to that dark head that I told you were going to find. There's the dark head of the penis and the field of sperm coming out of it. And there's always two of them. So I'll show you the second one.
So they're trying to tell us.
It's buried in the sand, but it's there.
They're trying to tell us with the names what's actually going on.
Yeah.
So they were saying, yeah, I'm living over there where the semen, the dragon semen is, but they don't remember.
Yeah. They don't remember.
Probably. No. It's like the sleeping lady. They don't remember it really was a person.
But yeah, they did do those names. There's another name that'll come up in a moment we'll talk about. My fishes gave live birth. Yeah, they do both. It's kind of a fluid. It's really fluid the way that they give birth in the insemination process. The holding or not holding of the eggs. Some fish can give live birth, others don't. Lizards can hold eggs for years, and sperm. They can store sperm and eggs up to for years. Some do asexual reproduction, like geckos. Some of them can change sexes. It's a wild world when you're a fish, lizard, dragon.
The fish, dragon, lizards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those fish, dragon, lizards. They have the parties, though. I tell you.
There's the line in the middle of the
wild party.
Trey just doesn't see it. Okay. See the line in the middle of the screen going from top to almost the bottom? That's the penis. And out from the top of that, from the end of that, heading to the right, you can see where the sperm has been sprayed. It's pretty clear.
It looks like a plume of spray.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just hard to believe because it's so damn big.
Yes, it is difficult to comprehend and believe, but the structure is there. Now, we were talking about names, and some of the names they've changed, right? So we don't have the old names of these places. We do, however, have Libya. We have Yemen, which is semen, and we have Libya, which is labia.
Yep, now we're going to see the labia.
So this
over in
entire
Libya.
Structure here. Now let me go zoom in on this because you don't believe that's a labia. You look at the skin on this. Hold on.
And, you guys who have been up close and personal, I'll just trust you, okay?
Okay, this is what's underneath there. This is what's under the sand.
It even looks scaly.
This is this is inside the vagina. So this is that sensitive skin.
Man, the farther we go, the kinkier it gets.
So, yeah, there's even a hairline on the outside of the vagina. So, let's see, where is the best example? Should be around here somewhere. Let me just go to a bookmark here.
And those dragon lizard fish, they were kinky creatures. I mean,
yeah, they were.
Nature must have been really, really, really on ecstasy or something during that period.
Skin labia, there we go. Oh, wrong one. Let's try a different one.
A vagina cave?
Sperm, skin.
You're looking for a vagina cave.
Labia, skin, labia. There we go. There you go. Take a look at this. To me, that's clearly biology. That's not. Is that lava flows or something?
It looks like freaking lizard skin. It looks like freaking scaly lizard skin. That is freaky.
So then I'll show you where that is. That's
See, you
inside.
know, Trey, it's Mudfossil University. Roger will explain all this to you, why we're looking at it like we are. He will explain it to you because
Oh, he constantly reels against it. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
right. So he'll explain it all. You can find all the explanation over there and how that could be. And yeah, there are different minerals that are associated with these, but they are the mud fossil theory is that everything that we're seeing out there, all the terrain,
Yeah.
is actually fossils, mud fossils from the Great Flood that everybody talks about all around the world that there was at one time.
Harvard
They
has
killed a
admitted
bunch of stuff.
Harvard has admitted that at one time there was a worldwide flood.
Yeah. So the creatures that died in the flood that got covered in mud, and if you get covered in mud, you don't rot the same as if you're up above ground, and the scavengers don't eat you. Instead, you get fossilized. That's how we find fossils.
Yeah, and they
So,
were probably boiled and pickled at the same time.
right.
All right, let's show you the 1 mile long sperm because you made him into a fable.
Or flash frozen and pickled.
Yeah. Let's see, where do you go, Sammy?
That's true. They were flash frozen, remember? Because there was,
There he is.
whoa, yeah. There were some things that were flash frozen.
Yeah, mammoths and such, yeah.
He's got all kinds of evidence over on the Mud Fossil University channel. There's all kinds of evidence of this. It's just not scientifically recognized quite yet. But
No,
one
Trey's
day
not
they'll have to
interested.
break down and admit it.
You're barking up a dead tree there. He won't look. So here's Sammy's sperm. I dubbed him.
Oh my God.
Now this isn't like sperm. It's not. It doesn't just look like it. It's got all the exact same structures. If you look up the structure of a sperm, it has a central mound in it. It has two bulbous sections up front. Zoom in on those a little bit. You can see one section here, second section there. There's the bulbous center, and then out the back they have 3 or 4 little different things. Then what they have is the tail isn't just straight. At the beginning of the tail, it's thicker and crenellated. And we can see that here at the end of this tail, it's thicker, and then it thins out and goes along for quite a long ways. The tails are incredibly long. So yeah, it's exactly like the sperm. Not even just close to one. It has all the internal structures of a sperm.
I know, Trey. That's why I'm trying to help you. Yeah, it has all the structures of an actual sperm.
It is difficult to understand.
It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing, Trey. And the first time that I was hit with it, I'm like, what? But Roger has so much evidence that it just blew me away. And I'm like, sooner or later, I had to just give up and say, yep, I guess that's what it was.
I might be mind raping or eye raping you at the moment, but let me show you my bookmarks. Do you see all those? Those are all images from, okay, so there's colors, biology, colors, dragon, crocodile, scales, dragon lakes. All of these structures repeat over and over again. Eggs, skins, scales, genitals, they all repeat. So when you find a repeating pattern, it usually means that there's something there.
Yeah, Roger reminds me a little bit of, you remember that show Fringe? And they had and there was Walter.
Yeah.
He reminds me just a little bit of Walter.
Okay.
Very, 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 brilliant in his own way, but kind of crazy sounding. But there's a reason, but there's something backing it up. It's like, but he sounds crazy, right? He sounds batshit nuts.
Okay. This is a fetus, as far as I can figure. It has the elephantine head. Have you ever seen a fetus at about 6 to 8 weeks? Let me pull up an image of that. Images. Okay, there it is. That one's good enough. I like that one better.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go in and I'll show you what I'm looking at.
Like looking at an ultrasound.
It does. Okay. So here we have the cranium. You can see still part of the skull. The head is much bigger when it starts off than it ends up. And they often they look like almost like an elephant when they're at 6 to 8 weeks. They have this large, like proboscis like nose thing. There's the eye, you can see. We can go down and look at the various organs. This is the heart and lung area where we see a beautiful red lake. Wonder why that would be, because those are the colors of biology. That's blood.
Right. That's blood. That's where the iron. It's
Okay.
iron oxide because there's iron in it.
So when we get down further, we'll see intestinal fluids that are come out in green, red, and black. You'll see there's a red lake.
And then the spent blood is
There's
also
a
black.
green lake. Yeah, there's a green lake. And there's black.
The fresh blood is red, will come out in red. The spent blood will come out. The arteries and the arteries and veins, different colors.
So just remember that shape. And where am I in StreamYard?
What happened to Tunet's skull?
Share.
Tunet's skull?
So if you look at the picture on the right, you can see the bulbous head with all the same positioning of the organs and everything. The heart would be in that area, the head and skull, and then the intestinal area would be down there. There's another good one right there on the left.
Oh, Tunet's skull.
So that's, in my impression,
it does look like a gigantic smoke oyster. I think Dolly's kind of hungry or something. Looks like a giant smoked oyster. Ooh, get out the crackers.
Okay, and this one is surrounded with sperm that are about a few
We're not
meters
seeing
long.
the screen share, John. We're not seeing the screen share.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, we need to see the screen share.
You have to share it. It's up there.
Uh-oh. Okay. Hang on. That's my move then. Hang on. Okay. So it
Okay.
dropped off somehow.
Okay. So we're looking
Okay,
at sperm
there we go.
now. Individual sperm headed towards that fetus.
It just looks black to me.
Yeah, they're really. Let me see if I can find a brighter spot to show them. They're all headed in this direction towards this fetus. They've been killed. There we go. Can you see these?
Yeah, I know. Now you're giving me the munchies. I got smoked oysters and some crackers in there.
There, can you see that? Still might be quite
yes.
dark, but okay.
Still
so those
pretty
are
dark,
sperm.
but I can see it.
Okay, those are all headed towards the fetus. Those ones are running kind of in turning, because what happens is after one sperm impregnates the egg sends out a fluid that kills all the other sperm and absorbs their nutrients. It builds little structures and veins and draws all
Wow.
the nutrients back. So you always see,
Nature.
yeah, it doesn't waste anything.
Brutal sometimes, I tell you.
Okay, let's
All the
down here and
little
give you an
swimmers
example.
get absorbed.
Yep. I don't know if anybody's seen this image before. This is what I believe is a baby dragon that didn't get born. It's still in its egg, but baby dragons, like lizards, I believe, are fully formed, even as babies. All snakes and lizards are just like the fully formed adults in most cases. So there's no difference between an infant and an adult. And what we see
Hey,
here, you
Jay.
can you see the S shape?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're looking at the head on the top of the S, curving around to the body, coming down to a tail. You can also see, I'll go in for a close up. You can also see where feathers are. You see these separations here along the neck? This would be the
Yep.
neck. Those are feathers. Also, along here, this one had wings, and it had what looked like turkey feathers.
It does show enough does.
You can see about 6 or 8 of them.
Wow.
This one may
Yeah.
have been a beaked lizard as well. This looks like a beak to me, not like a long face, but who knows how washed away the face could be,
Right.
right? And it appears to have like 4 legs as well. 4 legs, wings, and a beak.
Well, it gives you the idea, or it gives me the idea that we're lucky. It's just how lucky we are to find any fossils, because the only reason we can see any of this still from that long ago is because they were so doggone big.
Yeah, and well,
If they were,
how long ago was it? I don't think it was as long ago as people think.
and then they're maybe worn down quite a bit, but they're so big that we can see that if we
Yep,
go out far enough.
yep,
But maybe not so long. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
I think that
Hi, James.
history, the timing is way off.
Yeah, I think we're lied to about
Yeah,
that as well.
I think
Definitely.
that's a big old lie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by the ice core samples, if you had a storm, I think it was every other day or few times a week, the Earth could be up to 24 million years old.
Wow.
That would be like when they do the ice core samples, they count a layer as a year. But a layer could just be one storm. So one day. So I estimated out with calculating at a reasonable amount of storms, you could have around a 24 million year old Earth by ice core samples, which are probably not accurate anyway. So.
Well, probably not accurate, but gives you some kind of a ballpark. Hang on just a minute. I'm going to mute the camera
Okay.
for a minute because I'm going to be changing some things around so we don't have any mishaps with with this stuff here.
Let's see. Dragon Egg 1. Let's look at dragon scales. Let's zoom in on some dragon scales. See those? I can show these exact structures all over the planet. Let's go to another set. Dragon scales 2. Some of them are repeats, but that's only because I captured. There we go. There's another. You can see all the diamond shapes in that. Let's go Go to another dragon scale, different place. Dragon scales 3. These are different style of dragon scale, very preserved in a very different way. As you can see again, the diamond shape of it. Dragon scales, let's look at an egg with a sperm to the right. Well, that one's difficult to see, but we'll look at it anyway. So this is what I believe is remnants of an egg. Very hard. There's actually a field of them. They look like they didn't make it, though. Actually, funny thing, let's go look at a different egg. Now you see what an egg looks like. You see the two colors of fluid. There's a lighter color fluid and then this darker coming out. That's indicative, as far as I have figured, of eggs. They always do that. There's two types of flow. This one will be kind of moundy, and the other part will be grainy. So this will have like lava look, more lava looking type of a flow, whereas the other white flow is more like a grainy type of substance. Where was I going to go?
Having a heck of a time with the camera, so hang on.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. Just keep going. Just because I'm having a heck of a time with the camera doesn't mean much. Train kept a rolling.
Let's do some more. Let's go with some more eggs.
The iris image. Yeah.
This is a
They're
field.
pulling up utensils, jewelry, and stuff from the house beneath the Atlantic. They're ruining our history. They're covering up our history, I guess. They're probably not going to tell us what they find.
Now there's structures around like this. Now this is a mound, and it's the right size to be an egg. And I don't know how long these things can preserve for, but maybe a dragon could come out of that one.
Wow.
I don't know. But that's remnants of an egg that hasn't hatched, hasn't been destroyed. Just something that's quite funny. Oh, there's also another field of sperm over here, and an egg. This is, I showed you the two different flows. This one is a really good example of it. You can see this flow around here, and then this one single flow coming out independent from everything else. That's what happens to a lot of the eggs. Unless they hatch, then they... where are we here? Oh, yeah. Let's go look at it. Let's do this one first. Yeah, this is fun. Okay, so here's an egg. But something happened to this egg. Somebody who has 400-meter long feet decided to walk through it.
Wow.
You see the footprints?
Yes.
Footprints
Those
in
are
the sand?
footprints, dude. Oh, yeah, those are footprints.
Those are 400 meters long.
Dang.
Each one.
Yes, Dolly.
And he walks up right through this egg right here. There's a footprint there in the middle. And out the other side he goes, leaving, again, footprints.
Wow.
Those are 400 meters long. Walking through an egg. I think that was one of the gods running around destroying dragon eggs. Right? There can only be one, right? Now here's an interesting thing. right beside, that's where this this is what I believe is a cell or a something in division. You can see how it looks like a cell in division or some type of a
Yeah, it
structure
does.
forming. Yeah,
Got a little bit of yin yang going there, but it looks like
it
it may
does.
have a third part.
Yeah, it's some biology forming of some sort. Here's the
Hmm.
wow. Here's a big wow. As from all the other wows that are just mind blowing. Here's a footprint that is a mile long.
Yikes.
You can see one over to the side here, the 400-meter ones. That one's a mile. So that's a footprint probably from one of the creatures that was 6 miles tall.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh,
You can see even some of the toe impressions. Look at that right there.
oh my goodness.
And it looked like it was muddy.
Yeah.
Up here you can see the toe impressions as well on these 400-meter ones. This one's a really
Well,
good.
if it was mud flood, it would be muddy.
So you can see where the baby toes were and the big toe and all that. And where he dug his heel in.
Oh my goodness.
Those are exactly, those aren't light, those are footprints in the sand.
Absolutely.
Not even
That
light.
looks like something, right? It just, yeah, and you can see that it continues.
Oh yeah, in a perfect walking pattern. A little bit of wavering because he's walking through mud or sand, but yeah.
Yeah, probably through mud. Whoa, hang on a minute. See if I can get any kind of stability here. Not really. Okay,
Yes,
that's
I did find
probably.
these, Dolly.
Now you're looking at my
It's
nose. I hope there are no
it's
boogies.
incredible. It's incredible. I think it's absolutely mind blowing. Unfathomable. Yeah, it is. It gets even worse, Dolly. It does get worse. Like now you've seen eggs and genitals. You saw a 50-mile long schlong. Well, how long do you think the creature is? How big is the creature that has a 50-mile long schlong? Well, I can tell you.
50-mile long schlong.
And I can show you.
I'm still, I'm still writing that song. 50-mile long schlong
I
song.
think you should. I think you should. So a lot of dragons with 50-mile long schlongs seem to be about 1,100 miles long. That's how long Typhon is. Here's Typhon in the desert of Morocco. Here's his dragon head. Here's his red dragony eye. Right in the middle there. You can see all his flashy, dragony, flaily stuff they have on the back. And here's his dragony breath. It looks like snake venom.
Yeah, I think this is just really good work, right? Really, really good detective work.
I spent about 6 months doing research into all of this stuff, and I scoured maps for a long time. I'll show you some more dragon scales. I showed you the diamond-shaped dragon scales while you
Hmm.
were off. Here they are again.
Yep, Dolly's excited. She's saying boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you betcha. You betcha.
So this goes all the way 1,100 miles, all the way down to the other side of Africa. And Typhon, see, we wonder how we got here. Typhon had human legs. he had human thighs with tentacles on the bottom for feet. So these creatures, a lot of them, there was the mermaids that had human-like heads and upper torsos. All of these creatures were chimera from the various sperm we see all over the planet. The gods who inseminated a lot of these creatures and beings, and I think that's how we get people, is we're a chimeric race born from the spawn of these dragon eggs and other creatures. So it might be difficult for some to see. Here is, okay, let's do Typhon first. So you can see his tail going all the way along. It comes up all the way along here down to here where I told you before. They all have puffy, fluffy tails. These are the feathers on the end of his tail here. And they usually...
They have feathers.
Yep. And they have barbs on their tail. I don't know where that is. It'd be pretty hard to show you. But let's show you. He probably has a 50-mile long schlong too. It is buried in here somewhere. I did find it at one time, but again with Google Maps and things that are, it's in this area somewhere here. But I can't identify it at the moment. That would take me quite a while to outline it and stuff. But that's where a 50-mile long schlong can come from.
Hey,
then over on
why
North
don't
America,
you play another 50-mile long schlong song?
You guys have well, we do. We have Quetzalcoatl here in North America.
Yeah.
Here's his head.
Tarantula fangs. Dolly thinks she sees tarantula fangs somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah?
Where, Dolly?
Back on Morocco. Let me show you Quetzalcoatl and we'll go back. But here's Quetzalcoatl. He's got a beard, just like all dragons have that little beard. He's got, there's his nose, his snout, all turned up. They have big snouts for some reason, some of them. There's where his eye would have been. And we go down, his body curves up and around.
Maybe that isn't all its snout. Maybe that's a tongue.
I think it could be.
Might be a tongue.
There's something coming out the end this way. I think that's dragon's breath. But I can show you that structure in that orientation on Typhon. It's got little spine things like that. It's just their beard is actually quite small on most of them. But he comes up and around, and his body comes all the way up the East Coast. He's 1,100 miles long as well. And luckily for us, his cloaca, or his genitals, are buried somewhere out here in Washington, D.C. According to Roger, this is the cloaca of Quetzalcoatl in Washington. So this fluid coming out of here is coming out of
Quetzalcoatl
butthole.
Quetzalcoatl. Now we're sounding a lot like old Uncle Joe Sniffer in the White House.
Quetzalcoatl.
I think that's his promises for next year.
Dolly likes a long schlong. That's good. How many viewers did we lose?
Dolly, she likes a 50-mile long schlong.
His tail ends up here in Pennsylvania.
Right.
You can see
with
the feathery
some kinky feathers on its tail.
Maybe that's where the French tickler came from, eh?
Never know.
The dragon tickler. So his tail ends up here in Pennsylvania. But yeah, his bumhole is Washington,
Dolly
D.C.
likes it before they yank it. Oh, I mean, she likes to print out to Google Earth before airbrushing is what she means. She likes it before they yank it.
Okay, that was Quetzalcoatl, and I told you the story earlier today of seven macaw. Do you remember that?
Yep, I sure do. I remember seven macaw. And you
Okay,
guys, guess who the big bird is? Big bird.
this is the
Guess
biggest
what
creature that
part
I
of the
have
world?
found on top of Tiamat. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Tiamat was a dragon who fought Marduk and got killed. Her body was used to make the planet. This is according to the Sumerian texts. And I have found Tiamat. I know where her face is. I can show you that, and I will. But this is the biggest creature that I have found on top of Tiamat that I think has ever lived on Tiamat that I can identify. That's not to say there weren't maybe bigger, but this one I can identify, and it even has a story to go with it. It's the Mayan story of seven macaw, an actual bird. We're not thinking symbolic, we're thinking literal. A literal bird, like a macaw.
Literal bird.
Not like a macaw, exactly a macaw. So, what are the traits of a macaw that we can show? Well, macaws have, let's go to his head. This is in the middle, Quebec, Labrador, PEI, New Brunswick. This is all the head of the great macaw, seven macaw, also called great macaw. Now, the story of great macaw was he was killed by two brothers. He had teeth of turquoise, and he had eyes of silver. And he was so big and immense, and he called himself the sun and the moon and put himself above all. So two brothers came by, and they tricked him. They convinced two old people to trick Seven Macaw into giving him his silver eyes. Right from here.
Wow.
So
And
they
so
took
they
the
mined
silver
his
from,
eyes.
they mined his eyes. And then they, the two brothers used a spear or a dart, and they broke his jaw, and he couldn't eat. So he couldn't see, and now he can't eat. And here we have the beak, the top of the beak up here, and over here we have the bottom of the beak that should be up over here. So it's in
Hmm.
the position where it is broken. This is the story, and there it is represented in the landscape. So that's Seven Macaw. Now let me show you the features of Seven Macaw. There's his head feathers going up here, but we can also see his wings. They go all the way up to the end of Baffin Island. The one right here goes all the way up to the tip here. That's one wing of Seven Macaw. We all know birds have long wings, big wings. Here's the bend in the wing. You can even see where it comes off his back, bends, and goes over. And the other wing, I believe, is headed over this way towards Alaska. This area here is where his guts and intestines
In
and
California
all
is
of that
where
would
the
be.
butt is.
What's that?
California is right there by the butt.
California? Um, I don't know. Yeah, I think so, kind of. So it would probably come up around this way. There's a spot that in the States, around the middle of the States, where the dragon eggs stop. There are dragon eggs in the middle of the U.S. and the bottom of the U.S., but they stop at the point where Seven Macaw starts, because Seven Macaw was after the dragon eggs. There are no dragon eggs on the upper states or in Canada. None at all. They're all in the lower U.S., Africa, all other continents, but not here. because this creature was born after the eggs. So yeah, its butthole could be over here. This is probably the area.
Mm-hmm.
Wallowa, Whitman National Forest, somewhere in this area. We can see something like a runoff or something. So yeah, I'm betting in this area. This may be a pile of feces right here. I'm just making this up at the moment. Just having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is for sure, or where the bumhole would be, but that would be a good spot for it.
I'm just thinking if it's as fitting as where the other dragon's butthole ends up in Washington, then just wondering if it's as
Right? You see the
if
wing
it's
dolly?
as
Once it's all
ironic.
in perspective. When I was a kid, I thought it was a giant eagle. I was so close.
And you
I
know
even
what?
I believed that when I was a kid that it was a giant eagle at one time. I had no idea how. I had no idea why, but that's what I believed.
I thought of that earlier too. What if we really got it wrong and the symbol of the United States is an eagle?
Or a macaw
But
morphed
what
into a
if it was
eagle.
really a
Like it maybe,
macaw?
yeah, what if it started off as a macaw? South America uses Quetzalcoatl as their god. And he was an 1,100-mile long serpent with big frilly headdress. It's amazing. It's shocking. It's mind blowing. I don't know what else to say about it. Like I don't look at this and go, oh yeah, that's
It
so
is. It is
normal.
kind of
It's so
shocking. You can
normal.
see the legs. You can
I could
see the
just it just makes total sense.
wings.
It's man, it's
Wow, that's
shocking.
bizarre.
Looks like a bat. Yeah,
It looks
I
kind
could
of
see
like a
that.
bat. It's some kind of flying thing.
Yeah. But when you see the wings in perspective, like Dolly said, it really, and you really let your mind wrap around the possibility that something is that immense, you know? It's incredible. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
that's the thing that
incredible.
always gets me is how freaking big these things are compared to us. And this is
Yeah.
why it's hidden in plain sight. It's hidden in plain sight
Hmm.
because we can't even imagine that. We can't, it'd be like ants trying to figure us out, right?
Yeah. It,
It'd be
yeah,
like ants looking at an elephant corpse,
yeah, it's mind boggling. It,
right? Trying to figure out what it is.
yeah, it's even worse than that. It's, it's like being the parasites on the ants trying to figure out the elephant,
Right.
you know?
That is bizarre. Yeah,
Like we are
there's no
so
way you'd
teeny.
see it except from the sky.
We are so teeny compared to these creatures. We're
Hmm.
non-existent to them, pretty much. You would think.
Microscopic.
Yeah,
We'd be like little microscopic bacteria, not even ants. We'd be like microscopic bacteria.
yeah. Now to this thing,
Crazy.
definitely. This is Tiamat. At least Tiamat's face. Here's Tiamat's eye in Zhang Jinjiang, right there. I can show you Tiamat's horns. There's two sets of horns that run up along here. The other ones are more visible because there's a lot more moisture on them. Here they are there. Back out so they're a little more easy to see. You see the horn
Oh
shape
my
right there
goodness,
in
you're right.
green.
Yeah, there's her face. There's
Okay.
the eye. There's her horns. She's
There's
kind of
the
looking
other
up.
eye.
It's like she's looking kind of up and so
Yep.
sideways, half three quarter.
The head is mushed. She's looking to the right. Her head is mushed, so there's the other eye up at the top here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where it is, where the light color is of the eye. Repeating over
That is
here, that's the
spooky,
shape of
man.
the eye. There's her
That is
beard.
so spooky.
I told you all dragons have a beard. There's a
Yep.
beard on the bottom of the jaw, coming up to the snout. You can even see her mouth opening right there. That's it right there.
That's bizarre. I can't even, well, how many times have I said bizarre during the, how bizarre, how bizarre. Oh my gosh.
So as far as I can figure, that's the dragon that makes up most of the planet. That's the one that all others were born from. There are dragons. There's a dragon up here. There's another dragon head. You can't see the eyes and the features as well on this one, but you can see the same jawline here with the horns. There's the horn up the top here. And that comes down the jawline to the beard right here. This is another gigantic one.
It's a little
I
hard
don't
to
know how.
see, but
Yeah, it is there though. I know a lot of them are hard to see. This one's
yeah,
covered by trees, which makes things a lot more difficult to see.
yeah.
But it's got the same structures.
When they don't want you to see something, too, you know what? That's another thing. When there's a star fort or something they don't want you to see, they'll cover it with trees.
Yeah,
They'll plant a
but I was
bunch of
looking.
trees.
You can see them both in the same shot. This one, Tiamat is more looking up and to the right. This one is facing down and to the right. That's the difference. And there's much more erosion on the top of the head. The top of the head is pretty much gone, but the jawline's still there, and the horn, and the that they have.
Sissy Poo Chloe wants to know what your wife thinks of all this stuff.
She thinks it's weird and really cool, and she
Oh,
helps me
cool.
find mud fossils.
Ah, the
She's really
family
good
that
at
Googles.
she's really good at finding mud fossils. She found a swan for me right here.
Family
This
that
is a
Googles together stays together.
petrified swan heart. It has blood still inside it. It could be tested to see what type of blood that is. It has all of the banding of a heart. See that band around
Mm-hmm.
there? That's the separation of the chambers. It
Mm-hmm.
still has all the musculature. It has the hardened part on the back where all the muscles work off of, because your heart actually goes in and out like your hand does with your finger. And
Mm-hmm.
the back of your heart doesn't move. It stays solid. So it goes poof, 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 like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my wife's right into it. She thinks it's amazing and weird too. My daughter, I show her, she just shakes her head and goes, "No, no, that can't be real. That can't be. No, no." But you can tell she sees it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, school's probably telling her that that's crazy, but one
Oh,
day she'll appreciate that. One day she'll
she's
appreciate it.
long out of school. She just got married, so engaged.
Oh,
She's 33 this year. She's a
maybe
Leo.
they were in a dogfight when the atmosphere changed and froze them. Oh, yeah,
Could be.
maybe they were doing
Yeah.
something.
The story goes with Tiamat was killed, or sorry, not Tiamat, was killed by Marduk. Typhon was killed by Zeus with a great mighty sword. I don't know if Quetzalcoatl just died or not. I don't know what the fate of Quetzalcoatl is. But with, I don't have evidence for the death of Tiamat. But here in Morocco, we do have evidence for the death of Typhon. There's a gash in his neck here. I think it's here. Right there. Where his neck was slashed with a great and mighty sword by Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, they were hacking
we
each
can see
other up back in the old days.
the fluid
They're
spilling
all,
out. See the black
yep.
fluid? That's spilling out from here. From
You
the
know what?
thick
That me too, Dolly. Me too. Because honestly, people just go no, and it's like, okay, fine. I
Now, the
just
flash freezing, that seemed
I
to
don't have
happen
time.
in the north.
I don't
I
have time
think
to
the
argue.
atmosphere spun, and what happened is it flattened out in the north, or it could have been like a big enough vortex to have the atmosphere go away, and they flash froze all those mammoths and stuff about 12,000 years ago.
That could be.
Yeah, entirely possible. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you that on Libya's labia. Now this is the female. They also have that extension thing. Here it is up here. It's not as easy to see. There's the end of it. Remember I told you they had a black end? Okay. There's the separation before the end, and there's the black end of it. The females do not spew sperm or juices or anything like that. They actually are used to collect up sperm. They don't insert into each other. You ever seen a snake ball where snakes are all writhing around on each other? Anyone?
Mm-hmm.
Class?
Yes, I have.
Okay. They're having
I'll admit
sex.
to it.
They're rubbing sperm all over each other, and the female is collecting it up. They don't actually insert each other. So there's one. This one is gigantic. The female is different than the male, obviously. Um, this is gigantic. This is, I don't know how long this is. Let me see if I.
Yeah,
That
Dolly,
one.
I just don't have time.
This one is over 200 miles long, and
And you
there
know
is
what?
another one, but it's mostly washed away. It was over here. You can just see the remnants of it here. This pinkish area right here is the end of it, but it's mostly been washed away.
Well, she was in collecting it with her parts.
Yeah, kind of like licking it up. Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah,
Only with a
yeah,
different part of the body.
yeah, yeah. With this part here, at least.
Absorbing it as much as possible.
So it's this part here, this structure right in the middle. That's like the male genitalia, but it's much, much bigger. This one's about 50 to about 50 to 70 miles across, somewhere in that range, and about 200 miles long. So the women have really won the game there. You got the big balls.
We've got the biggest balls of them all right there.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what they're doing, Chloe. They're rubbing around on each other and exchanging fluids. So it's a big orgy.
Right. Without
There's
any
usually
regard.
there's usually only one female in the middle of that ball.
Oh my goodness. Snake orgies are pretty kinky.
Yeah, they can last for days. When I first saw Libya's lady, I thought this up here, this dark area, I thought that was like a hair patch. There does
When
seem to be
I
something
first...
like hairs, but there is a fringe on the edge. And the same thing is the same structure, this exact same structure is on Jupiter. Jupiter's red spot is the exact same as this. Let me show you.
I didn't quite get that, Dolly, like how Doug's points the errors of ours of bleed out, how they got killed. What? I'm not sure I understood that one. Oh, you've been grocery shopping, MCF. MCF. Ah, grocery shopping.
Oh yeah, let me just do it this way.
That's amazing. Zing zing. Zing a ba 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 ba. Ziga ziga.
So let's take a look at Jupiter's red spot.
At
Roger
and
shows an
Roger
excellent
says it's
example
a
of it.
vagina.
Now, I bet if
Well,
we looked in at that fabric or this stuff here, we would find the same type of the same type of skin I showed you earlier. If we were able to get in close enough to that red spot.
wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
So
Roger
that's
says
actually
she's preggies.
so that's the surface. That's not there's nothing underneath that. That's at the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking it's a big gas giant even
Mm-hmm.
may be a total hoax. Completely.
Mm-hmm. Might be.
You know?
Roger says she's preggies and she's showing signs that she's fixing to pop one out.
Yeah. And I showed you lots of sperm, so there's no shortage of sperm.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are seeing that.
Panspermia might be very literal.
Yeah. So just like on Jupiter, there's a red spot on Earth. Now I don't know if anything's
Mm-hmm.
going to come popping out of there. It might. I don't know. I really
But
don't
if
know.
something does, I think we're kind of in trouble.
I don't know how long dragon eggs are viable for. They may be viable for
You
thousands of
never
years.
know. You never know.
Roger is watching that fetus that I showed you to see if there's any changes in it. He thinks it's even possible that it may still be alive. I don't think so,
Oh
but
my God. Yeah, you that right there, you could see it even better. You could swear you saw eyes and everything there.
I wish they didn't
Not
have that.
eyes, but geez.
I wish they didn't have that in the way.
That is spooky. I'm gonna have some freaky, freaky dreams tonight. If I can remember them. Boy, they're gonna be freaky tonight. Yeah, those look like two little beady eyes there. Look at that. Looks like it got little beady eyes.
Let's see, dragon. What's not dragon crocodile? Oh yeah, this one's kind of cool. Here's what I don't know if it's a dragon. It looks like a crocodile jaw, but could be a dragon jaw. Right here, you can see the jaw right
Mm-hmm.
there, and there's a being, some type of spinal cord or skin or something going down to what looks like a tail. The end of a tail. I think it's a giant crocodile. I could be wrong. You can even see what were ribs, possibly.
Wow.
Give it a second. Right here. And skin of some sort. Right along here. Well, let's look at, I'm going to show you some snakes. Let's see.
Oh boy, we get to see some snakes. Do we get to see a snake orgy?
No. Well, maybe.
No
Kind of.
snake orgy. Oh, I was so
Kind of.
hoping.
Kind of,
so
maybe.
hoping to see me a snake orgy tonight.
Um,
That was how I wanted to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep
snake
dreaming
one.
of
There we
snake
go.
orgies. I better not say that because, honestly, I got to watch what I say. I manifest things. I don't necessarily want to see that. Thanks.
So
But
here's a
yeah, let
snake
me see
head.
the snaky. Nothing against snakes, really,
Okay, so
per
kind of
se.
looks like a snake. Kind of looks like a snake head. The neck looks a little thin, but they're very old.
Look
Now, let
like
me show
he's
you
going,
the. Let me show
doesn't
you
it?
the scales. The scales are something to behold because it's
I
just
mean, yeah,
not
you
like
can
a
see. Wait
snake.
a minute, you can see the nose, the
It
little
has
nostril, and the eye.
exactly it. Yeah, it has exactly the scales of a snake. The nostrils in the right spot, right here. This is where the nostril of a snake is. There is one scale going across over the nostril in all snakes. Here's where the eye would be. And over the eye of snakes, there is always a number 7 shape. And what do we see here? Do you see the number 7 around the eye?
Yeah.
That's done in scales. There is a cranial scale in the middle that all snakes will have. And you can see it right here. This is a snake. It's about, I can't remember how long this is. I think it's about 5 miles long.
We keep talking about scales, and I keep thinking of scales and scale.
Like
The
musical
scale
scale.
of this.
So I've got 2 in the image now. There's one following another one. Can you see it? Can you see where one ends and the other one begins? It is difficult. Let me check the length.
Kind
So,
of, yeah.
okay. So those snakes are
Yes.
about 3 miles long, each one. So let's go into the next head. It's not as easy to see as the first one, but this is where the next possible head is. The next one's a little easier to see because it's got the eyes and the scales. And this is the Batha River. So this one goes right along. Now the entire Batha River is filled. I can go in anywhere. The Batha River mostly doesn't. You think the white part? I thought the white part was the Batha River, but that's not. The Batha River runs beside this white stuff, not through it. These are actually raised up from the landscape, and the Batha River flows along it. And these are all
Wow.
snakes
They wander
following each
around and make patterns. The electric whirlwinds. That sounds like a band from the 70s or something, huh? The electric whirlwinds.
The electric whirlwinds. Let's see, what
Making
else would be
patterns
interesting?
like that.
I think it's all interesting, but yeah, I've got, you know, all kinds of different things to look at, you know. As I say, I barely touched on the research I've actually done. So
Oh, I remember that,
I
Dolly.
have,
Push me, pull you.
let's show you a fish, another fish. This is just the remnants of a fish, but here he is. I showed you the giant fish in the desert. Here's this
The
guy
fish
is
remains.
about a mile and a half to a mile long. Can you see
Either
that?
that or a squashed fairy who had to pee real bad.
Is that easy to see the fish shape there in the middle of the picture? So his head's up at the top. You can even see where an eye would be. His body coming down. You can see his side fins and his tail. Looks like a big umbilical cord.
Yeah, the twisty thing.
What's the twisty thing?
Ask Dolly. It does kind of look like an umbilical. I think she means that twisty looking stuff.
Oh, okay. Where, out off to the side here?
I
Or in
think
the
so.
previous image?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Yeah, he's heading north.
Ooh,
Let's see, what other... So I have
he's
various
heading north.
eggs. I have tons of eggs, tons of fetuses, fish. Oh, this is cool.
Oh, there he goes. Well, he'll be back. So, what do you guys think so far? Is that some really spacey shit? I mean, that is, but it's there. Oh, it's the weird shit that we got lying around on the planet. You can't deny that it's there once you see it. And the funny thing is like I said, it took me a long time to see it, but it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Then it's stuck there. It's like, oh man. Once you see, I got hat hair, da 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 da, da hat hair. Yeah, once you actually see that, though, can you really go back to just saying, well, it's just, the glaciers pushed around it just so happens to look like all those structures, exactly like all those structures. Okay, hang on.
All right. You want to share screen again? Yeah, there's something. I love this one. This is sperm and an egg. But look at how it preserved. Isn't that beautiful?
That's very interesting. You know what's weird though? It almost looks like there's a face in there too. But that's probably just, it's probably just
Isn't that beautiful?
pareidolia.
Isn't that beautiful? The way it preserved.
Pareidolia.
So again, I showed you that they had the two outflows from. This is the one with the two outflows coming from it that I showed you. There's the gluey material that's kind of mounded up like lava. I'll go in and show you.
It's all just
So
pareidolia.
this is all, and this happens again and again with every what they call volcano. You have this slurry of goopy stuff, and then off to the side, the majority of the stuff, which is probably the yolk, is all this grainy stuff. See the big difference there between the two? See how it's globbing up on the ends here? Making big
Hey,
long...
Karen Lynn.
So most volcanoes, as far as I can figure, are dragon eggs.
Wow.
And for some reason, they explode.
Exploding dragon eggs.
Right?
No, from Ronco. Just
Yeah.
$19.99. Have yourself a blast.
So this is all. Could be this. I think is a sperm field. I don't know where it could not be. But this over here, I believe, is a sperm trying to make its way either away from or to that egg, but it got consumed. Because
Beloved,
as
I
we
have to
explained,
check since it's electric.
as we
It's
explained in the
electric.
beginning, They absorb the sperm that don't get used in the egg. All right.
It's interesting. It does kind of look like the electrical field, too. But what was the electric from then? Think it was a lightning strike or some sort. Anyway, that's just my mind. Every time somebody says something, that 9 times out of 10, there's a song in the back of my mind. It's electric, electric slide. Anyway, so John, what do you think about abstract saying it might be electric?
There is electric scarring on the Earth. The Grand Canyon looks like electrical scarring.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting. My gosh, we live on a weird world.
We do.
Oh, baby, it's a wild world.
Let's see. I was looking up.
That is pretty wild.
Lattice 2. Oh, where is that?
I'm going to put this back on and see if I can see. Sorry about the weird camera angles, you guys. Hope it doesn't look too bad on cam. Oh, yep, there's something there. I'm not sure what, but... Oh, my God. Yep, I'm going to have really weird dreams from that.
So that's what we were looking at.
Yep, weird dreams tonight.
Everyone loves this image.
Yep, that's great.
Huh.
That's
This is rather interesting. I don't know what this
kind of makes you wonder about the reptilians, doesn't it? But anyway.
It does. When you look at this, is just I just labeled this lattice. Look at this landscape. It's all veiny, and then you get over here, and it looks like crosshatch work. Let's get over into it here. These you would think these are rivers, but they cross over and under each other in weird ways that really don't make sense as a river, and none of it really looks like a river. Interesting fabric, type of lattice works all over the planet. Does that look like sand with all those lines running through it? I don't know if doesn't really resemble sand to me or anything natural, but I'm not a paid for biologist or geologist.
That's probably why you can see it.
Let's see.
Dolly thinks it looks vascular, like maybe there were tunnels there.
Snakeskin.
I would say snakeskin. I'm sorry. I'm not yawning because
this next image
oh
is
my
snakeskin.
gosh, that looks so much like it there. That looks like a snake.
That's one of the Bath of river images. And as I say, that is not the river. That is not the bottom of the river. The river runs beside it. So this structure is actually sticking up from the river. You can see the blue. That's where the river flows on the side.
Oh my goodness.
This is actually raised up from the landscape. You can clearly see that, hopefully. Hopefully in the shadowing here you can see it, right? And the shadowing,
Oh
of
my
course,
goodness.
right? Isn't that amazing?
That is. That's very snaky. That is extremely snaky, yes. I've had a pet snake.
Yeah.
That's extremely snaky.
Let's see.
Wow. Yeah, and it looks like we're seeing a lot of its underbelly.
Yep.
Yep.
So I have
Mhm.
different types of skin catalog. This is skin 2. Let's see what that is. Okay, this is I think this is in Russia. Here we can see, these may be nests. They could be other things. But this looks very much like a lizard skin. I'll get in real close and you can see. Or a leather or something like that.
Something. Mm. Yeah, that's you know, and the thing is it's kind of a repeating. It's a pattern in a certain area. And why would it be like that?
There's more examples of it.
Oh, you got a little or a big snake. What kind of snake you got, beloved? I miss my snake. She was a good old girl. Liked to tickle my ears.
I thought this was an interesting type of skin.
Hey, Jason.
Look at this. See how the vegetation is growing in a circle around something?
Yeah.
And off to the side we can see, not
Hmm.
sure what, but looks like
Doggone.
maybe crops or something. Somebody's scarred the land. Very, probably a very productive place at one time. Looks like it was farmed quite well.
Dolly wants to know about the open mouth. What she's calling an open mouth. Where, Dolly?
On which image?
Or on me?
Or she
I
has an
get
open
like
mouth.
this sometime. I don't know why.
Now, this is not sand. This is the actual landscape, the land underneath. Look at the colors.
Wow, but look at the texture.
Yeah. Oops. Come out a bit. You can see it continues
Yeah, and
on
that's
in an exact pattern. There's no differentiation.
Dolly says they're airbrushed out, though.
Yeah, there are some parts that are.
I wonder what we'd see in the airbrushed out parts, that's for sure. Then we probably would. We probably would have some smoking gun evidence then. And why would they bother to airbrush some of this out from
I think
some
we
of these
got it
photos?
now. I don't really think we need to look any further. It's pretty much here. All the evidence is really here.
Yeah, we've got it. Oh, well, of course they're camouflaging what's really there, but I mean,
In some
why
spots.
would they do that if for no reason? They're not going to bother to do that for no reason. So now that That tells me that something's there. You don't just airbrush stuff, go around randomly.
You can't airbrush it all.
Airbrushing stuff out
There's always
for
stuff
no
they miss.
reason.
They haven't gotten to everything yet. They often get to things after we point them out, too. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. So those are really the gems. The rest of it is a lot of supporting evidence that I have.
Gee, that must have hurt, beloved. But anyway.
Let's see what else we have here.
Sounds painful.
Turtle shell. That's a good one. There is a type of turtle that somebody pointed out that looks like this, that has a shell similar to this. Let me see where he is. Where did it go? It looks like a turtle shell. Where did it go? I tell you, if you lose some of this stuff, it's gone. Let me just try again.
Yeah.
Let me try my bookmarks.
That's what drove me up the wall. That, and it wouldn't let me see up at about that height. Mine kept blacking out.
Oh, yeah?
It would let me see up way higher, too high to see any detail, or way down too low to see any detail. See the overall shape. My Google Earth would not let me see.
I don't know why it's not showing me. This isn't the right area. Did I mislabel something? Turtle shell. This should be the area. Oh, here's a cool one. I don't know. No, not that one. Oh, yeah. This is Mars. Now, it won't let me get in close. But this is on Mars, there's similar structures to the dragon genitals. And I think that this skin is very similar to what we see on Earth. Just wanted to point that one out.
Wonder if we can find any spiders from Mars.
I haven't found spiders yet.
Doggone, I am so disappointed.
Let me see here. Zebra, worm, caterpillar, Tiamat, turtle shell. Why didn't that one come up right? Scale impression. Let's look at that. Oh, yeah. So these are scales as well. You can see the diamond shape.
I'm going to be watching, but I have some things to take care of. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what you guys... I'll show you some footprints. Some different footprints. So we have, of course, the ones... I think this is just the ones I showed you at the beginning. Yeah. So you've seen this set that run up and over an egg. There's no shortage of footprints on the planet either.
No kidding. Ooh, abstract has switched to wine.
Footprints too.
Oh, Karen Lynn says, look south for spiders on Mars. Are there really some in the south, Karen Lynn?
Footprints 3.
I remember the south of Mars. You, me, the giant spiders. It was so romantic.
So these are footprints in some deep goo. You can see that they sunk in rather deeply, but you can see the footprints going along. Some of them are double stepped on. There's one that was just a single step, so you can see the actual shape of the foot. And the
yes, you can actually see a foot there.
He slipped out.
Oh my
Some of
God.
these he walked on a few times. Like this one, he seemed to like spin his foot around or something. I don't know. This one is a double. There's a couple prints in here, so there could have been a couple of people, or it could have been just one guy going back and forth. Here you can see another one of the footprints. So
Maybe it was mud and,
again,
kind
this
of
is
slippery and
yeah. This is several footprints. Here's one off to the left that you can clearly see, and then here's one on the right. So he
play
walked through some.
guitar.
He walked through some goo. There are some. I have a set of footprints where somebody saw a dead creature and decided, I'm going to walk up and over it while his feet are sinking into it.
Okay, beloved abstract is saying something looks like a giant oxen shoe.
Hmm.
I guess Babe, Paul Bunyan's ox, was up on Mars.
Okay. Here's another one this is one of the mile-long ones. This one's huge. Six. Okay. You can see there's several footprints moving across the landscape in here. There's a small imprint of one here. You can kind of see it. It's very faint. We follow along in the path he's going. There's another one right there. There's also, I believe, possibly one right here. I think that's the end of that trail. Yeah, and oftentimes you only get about one or two, three. Sometimes you get many. It just depends.
Well,
Footprints 8. So that's actually quite a big one. It's very faint. It's in the very middle. You can see, I'll go up to where the toes would be, up here. This is where the toe imprints are. And the heel imprint is down here.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
and you
one,
could maybe write it off if it wasn't for the toes. But you can see where the toes were. You could write it off as something else otherwise, but kind of hard to write off the toes.
9. So there's another big one.
Yep. And especially when you have a bunch of them and they're in a walking pattern and the same shape. And
here may be some smaller ones right here. Following over here, you can see a possible another one following a line. If they follow a line, and it seems to, you're probably finding footprints. So that one's probably a few in a line, headed up this way. There's a really easily visible one, and another one here.
all the forensic stuff is really pinning it down.
Yeah, it looks like a couple people maybe went up this way, right up the middle there. Oh yeah,
And
this would be easily identifiable by forensics.
Yep. And they were barefoot. They didn't have armor or anything on.
Oh, let's go to the next one.
Now imagine if they had armor or something on. Then it would look altogether different maybe. But
I did catalog a lot of footprints. There are quite a lot of them. A lot of eggs. So this one,
yay, Dolly.
This one just looks like somebody came along and just kicked in the side of this mountain for fun.
Just
So
kicked an anthill over.
yeah, that's all they did. They did something else over here possibly, but yeah, they just kind of kicked this area for some reason or stepped there. Didn't really seem to go anywhere else. There was some
Or
traces of
maybe
them.
stubbed their toe.
Yeah, there's traces of them walking from this direction over. You can see the indentations in the land, like here in the middle, over here, right here. There are indentations that they left. You can even see what looks like the footprint, front of a foot over here in the same size. So this is the thing I try to tell people. It's not like I found one footprint at a certain size. I found
Right.
tons of them.
That looks like something, but I'm not sure what.
Hmm. Somebody stepped through this, whatever it is. They did.
Yeah.
Here's their first footprint right here. There's their next. They've even built a city, a farm in here, a terraced farm in the indentation because the low spots keep all the moisture, right? So,
Hmm.
so he walked along whatever this was.
So this is
In,
Mars.
this is Earth.
Oh, this is Earth.
Yeah, I only showed one image of Mars. That was it.
Oh, okay.
Everything else is
I'm
Earth.
getting confused.
Just consider it all Earth. It's all Earth. Well, so these are through the sand. You can see this one in the middle clearly. I don't know what he was stepping in. It was mushy. This is the one where there was some type of a creature. And this guy has decided to come up and walk across it. You can see his footsteps starting over here. He comes up and he just starts stepping in this, whatever it is. Like he's stepping on top of like a sand dune. But this was probably a living creature at one time and probably had the form of whatever creature it was. He just walks along it, kicking it and destroying it.
Wow.
There's his foot there. You can see
Just,
the footprints.
yeah.
Yeah,
Walked
and
right
off he
over it.
went. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. Is we're not seeing all kinds of other creatures. There, it's mostly
Oops.
that's got to be Age of Dinosaur stuff then, because we're not seeing a
Well,
lot of other creatures.
there were probably dinosaurs around, but dinosaurs were chickens,
Yeah.
chicken size, right?
Well, yeah, I guess they might not have been that brave.
Well, they were that like okay. Adam was said to be 80 feet, 60 to 80 feet tall. So a
Hmm.
dinosaur would be the size of a chicken. T-Rex was literally chicken dinner. Literally.
Hmm.
They evolved and chickens evolved out of those. They know that the dinosaurs were feathered.
Yep.
Their digestive systems is exactly like a bird's. They have hollow bones like a bird. They are birds. They are chickens
Hmm.
and other birds. Adam used to eat them. Adam was 80 feet tall in the Quran. And yeah, no, that's pretty much what I've surmised.
Ooh, a gaming computer with great graphics. Then you could really see. Wow, Dolly, maybe you'll be showing us some stuff
Yeah.
because you'll
So
be
that
able to see it in the big gaming computer.
you wonder why they don't find people with dinosaurs because they're not looking at the right scale. They think that people would be 6 feet tall instead of them being 80 feet tall. They're probably
Right.
digging right through human beings to get to dinosaurs.
Right. And they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't have a clue.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Maybe he'd kill you. He'd kill you?
Who?
Why would he kill you?
Okay.
Oh,
Almost out of
God.
this area
Can
is neat.
we?
If you guys have ever seen anybody play in the snow and do like designs, you ever played in the snow or even the sand, say,
Well,
and you
heck
make like
yeah.
a
I'm from
design. You make it,
Ohio.
okay, so you make a
Mm-mm.
design in the snow. Or have you ever been standing around like a bus stop and you see all the people have stepped in
Mm-hmm.
the snow? Look at this
Yeah.
whole area here. Now you
Mm-hmm.
can pull out individual footprints, but look at that whole area. Somebody was just standing there, walking back and forth, walking back and forth. They walked over here as well. They walked around. You can see all their heel prints. Like there's a
I
heel print
wonder
right
what
there.
was there that everybody
There's
was
another.
interested in.
There's another heel and footprint. So you can see that there was people here. Okay, now how big do you think those footprints are?
No idea.
Those are around 1,000 feet long.
1,000 feet.
Yeah.
1,000 feet.
Yeah.
1,000 feet.
Yeah.
You girls out
Well,
there take
kind of
notes.
like the 400-meter ones. So they're around 400 meters, 1,000 feet. So there was a race of people here for a time that had that size of body.
Women are out there making calculations.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
that would
my
be
God.
enormous. Now, who knows? They may have had dragon genitals or fish genitals. Right? Genitals don't always have to be.
Or lizard genitals.
Yeah, right.
Woo hoo
You
hoo.
might be asking for something you don't want.
Woo
They'll
hoo.
just rub it all over your leg and it'll be done. Right?
Ugh. Expect you to soak it up.
Yeah, you're expected to soak it up. It's your job. Well, that's
It's like that's
Here's another one that's a mile long in Russia. Right there, you can see that one quite clearly.
Ay, ay, ay.
And I think that's about it for footprints.
For footprints.
I have fish. I have different types of lattice, sperm, eggs.
I'm
Fish thing with
surprised
claws.
we don't have more bugs. Insectoid type stuff because they were pretty far back, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I hold on. I do have something. Hold on.
Plus, they got that carapace.
Let me see here.
Something there got to be.
Roger has shown there is a preserved bug. Roger has shown it's entirely whole, like it's not decayed at all. It's entirely covered with moss, and it looks like a giant bug face.
Yikes. Dolly wants to know what the green blobs are.
On which image? Hold on.
I have no idea now. There.
Green blobs. Let's go back.
Maybe vegetation, Dolly.
Yeah, green blobs are usually vegetation. Oh, the green blobs in here. These are lakes. This is in northern Russia. And that area is pocked. Roger believes it's a stomach, I think. It's a stomach digesting stuff. That's why there's so much methane and stuff under there.
Thank you, Dolly. A golf course. Well, of course, because you always put golf courses on top of interesting things to hide them. That's how I know there's something going on in the Ohio Valley. We have a lot of golf courses. Something's up.
Worm caterpillar. There we go.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
This could be a man-made structure. I don't know. There's a couple around
Worm
this area
caterpillar, millipede.
that looks similar. There's one over here. But it kind of looks like it was man-made, but not. Like this one even has like a face on it, like a skull face. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
This is creepy. This is creepy.
Wow.
Like, look at that.
Yeah, whatever that was, it sure wasn't
is stone
pretty.
cold creepy. And
that looks like something you'd see around Halloween. I mean, we should really use that image,
doesn't it?
We should use that image and make some Halloween decorations.
An interesting thing you can
that's a nightmare material there.
See these lines beside it with equal spacing as well. It looks like there was some ancient structure here, ancient road, something. But that is definitely not a natural part of the landscape beside it. Can you see that?
Yes, I do.
With the spacing, like a flute almost, or I don't know what it would be, half a ladder. And it goes over. I don't know if these are geoglyphs or not. They could be.
That looks like part of somebody's skull there.
Yeah,
do you see the eyes, the nose, and part at the top of the skull?
This area, yeah, I think that's pareidolia, but yeah.
Might be pareidolia. Might only be one doilia. I don't know, though.
So, yeah, we have something. See, we have similar looking things to that centipede looking thing around here. I'm wondering if this is just dirt that's piled up or something that they did with dump trucks, but I can't be sure on that. So I don't know.
No, but it sure is nightmarish.
So they have these weird 3 structures here. Looks like something piled up. I don't know. See, there's another one here.
And they're like identical. And
yeah. And you can see all these tracks that look like roads, but are they? I don't know. Here's another one of those structures. They're in various areas. It does look like some roads lead to it in some cases, but in some cases not.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't get a clear enough image to see if this looks like it was deposited there by dump trucks, but why would it have such a uniformity around the inside, looking like a stomach, spine structure with a fleshy covering, up to what looks like a head in both cases?
Mm-hmm.
It really makes no sense.
Looks exactly like a squash centipede, millipede.
It does,
or something.
Yeah. And there's more than one of them. I don't know how many others there are. Let's see if that's another one. See, if there is signs of dump trucks moving over it or something, that could be that they're mining it.
Could be.
So yeah, that may be.
If they did, they accidentally made the creepiest thing, though.
Yeah, so that may be an insect. But I think Roger has shown an insect, a preserved insect. Those are the only ones I really saw in this area. Probably did a pretty good search. Okay, it's way past my bedtime.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I get
But
excited talking about this stuff.
you
I'm
did
excited.
a wonderful job.
I love researching this stuff. It could be in a stomach, right? Right, I see the poop chute. Yeah, so
You know
that's
what? We should do a past remote view and see if there's some of these things we can go to the past and do a remote
mhm.
view. I've done that before.
Yep, we've done that as well. We went to Atlantis. We've
Yeah,
done a lot of the
we've done
major
that.
events. Yeah, done
Yep,
Atlantis a
we
couple
have.
of times for different
We
viewers.
could find out what they were. You know what? One time I saw the weirdest thing. It was at one of these ancient sites. I saw this machine, but it looked like an animal at
Uh-huh.
first. Had great big jaws, but it was actually a machine. But if you were a primitive person, it would be an animal with huge jaws, a long animal, and it would scoop up the earth. It would eat the earth. It would eat the terrain,
Hmm.
and it would move through its body, and it would basically poop out shapes like blocks and stuff
Hmm.
in
Those
order, and it's
little
like printing.
little potato bugs eat the dirt. Worms. I don't know. Maybe.
So it was, but this was some kind of machinery.
Yeah.
And I was standing right where it was eating, so it was really scary. I had to jump away, and then I looked at it, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a machine." They were using it, and it was like a printing thing. So that's why I'm saying some of those buildings were printed, and it would just, poop out the blocks on top, one on top of the other. It
Uh-huh.
was really weird, but it was technology. So they had some kind of technology in some of these places. And it was printer type technology, and I wouldn't have recognized that if I had never seen a printer. I'm like, what the heck is it doing? Well, it's printing something.
Yeah. There's a lot of
So,
lakes like this. That would be cool.
mhm.
So you think they're doing that in the tunnels? Like actually taking dirt and turning it into products and stuff?
Maybe, I don't know. Could be.
Hmm.
It's hard to know. The centipede looks like it's on an organ, maybe a heartworm or something. Okay.
Okay.
That's a thought. Yeah. Huh? Satchit Ananda. Hmm. Like an anaconda or anaconda. Hmm.
I've collected a whole bunch of these images too. These lakes that look like the shape of a dragon. They always repeat the same shape over and over again. There's many of them. There's some in North America. They're all over the place. Africa, Middle East, everywhere. There are more
Looks like there's a
examples
little
of them.
airbrushing there.
Maybe, but not really. Let me see. Let's show this one. That one's not as clear to see. Dragon 3. Now there are many more of these. I skipped over a bunch of them because I didn't think them that important until I just kept running into them over and over again. And they repeat the same kind of shape. This is probably a cluster of dragons that died. I know that's a
Wow.
little far-fetched. I don't expect anyone to really see that. Um, that's just kind of for me. But here's kind of the shape we're looking for. They're in the States too. Some of the best examples are in the States, but the person that told me where they were hasn't. I forgot to bookmark it, and there you go. You don't have it anymore. So, We did look at it once. Dragon Lake 1. Yeah, here's several of them. Similar lakes. They're just like out in the middle of nowhere. It's, now they could just be just lakes, nothing special to them. But it's like the shape the pattern of them keep repeating. It's possible there's something. They usually have like 4 appendages and a head and a long tail. So it's pattern I'm looking for. I'm not convinced of it yet, but I'm looking for it.
Well, there are some Chinese dragons that look like that, though.
Yeah.
They don't all have the same design. But it does have the little flourish at the tail, maybe.
Yeah. So, who knows?
Yeah, there are some Chinese dragons that have legs like that are just like every other leg or something. Like every other spot. They're not across from each other necessarily.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
Here's a cluster of eggs. This is a cluster of eggs in, I can't remember where, I think it's in, oh, that's close to our other egg. So these ones are unhatched. I showed you this one before. I don't know if it was today or the other day. Here's one that's unhatched. So people are always wondering where the dragons are. They could be here. They could be right here, waiting to be hatched. This is an entire area. You can see all these mounds. See the shadowing on it? Those are probably remnants of eggs. Either they'll explode one day, like these ones did. You can see that these have blown out.
Wow.
Right? These 2 have blown out, but these other ones haven't. So those there's the remnants of sperm as well. Remember the sperm shape I showed you? A lot of times, all you're left with out of sperm is a horseshoe shape. But you'll see that pattern repeat all over the place around here. And there's a lot of these eggs that don't look like they've done anything. I don't know if they're dead. I don't know if they're viable. But they are still sticking up from the landscape. So I don't know. Maybe there's dragons in there.
Maybe there's dragons in there. You know what? It's been real, but I'm beginning to get tired now.
Yeah.
I'm about done. So I'm going to call it because it's been 3 hours. We've been on for 3 hours, dude.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think you did great, and you're saying you're way past your bedtime.
Well, I hope that was enough to show people what's around the earth. Anyway.
Oh heck yeah!
Don't have nightmares about it.
We'll do it again sometime. Okay, if you find more, we'll do it again. We'll have more discussion.
I have hundreds of images.
Cool. We'll do it again because it was kind of interesting. Everybody had their theories about it. I liked it. What did you guys think? Yeah, I'm tired now, and I'm to the point where I'm done thinking for tonight. I'm done thinking.
It does kind of burn the brain.
Well, yeah, it's so it's just it's so vast, it's so big. There's so it's like,
and there's so much of it. It's undeniable.
Yeah, there's so much of it. Yeah, I mean, geez, and people say, "Well, where's the proof?"
That's just the best of the evidence. I have supporting evidence for all of that I've shown.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, John. Welcome. I think you did stellar work there. I think that,
Thank you.
I think that, you know, it was, 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 it That should get you some kind of an award, but they won't give you an award because I don't believe in anything like that.
No, I've written to
But you
Roger
should
about
have
the
some kind of
labia of
award.
Libya. I've told Roger I found all the dragon junk. He said do a video about it. I did, but I don't know if he saw it or not. So we'll see.
That is freaking awesome, though. Really, honestly, awesome. And like I said, some of that we should have for Halloween. You want to freak some people out, man. That
Yeah,
one creature there was like definitely nightmare fuel.
yeah. I was just guided to the research on the genitals, and yeah, started looking up lizard
Well,
genitals,
guided to the genitals,
and
it's like I gotta say,
that
man
clinched it
after my
for
own
me
heart.
when I found genitals all over the planet. I know this
Genitals all
was a
over the
living
place.
planet at one time.
Yeah, it sure was. There was a lot of life there.
Yeah. All right.
Wild,
Well, have a
wild
good
life.
night. Much love to you all. I got to go.
Yes, and thank you so much,
You're
John.
welcome.
That was really great. I thought it was great.
Well, glad you loved it. Yeah, I have some amazing dreams about giant macaws and dragons, and
Right, giant
snakes
macaws.
running up the Batha River, and giant 1 mile long sperm. Don't do that.
No, no, don't think about
Don't get
that.
eaten by the giant mile long sperm.
Here I am
All right.
saying good night.
Good night.
Oh my goodness. That was a lot. I'm like, I'm getting ready to crash though, because that was a lot. I need some rest now. My brain is like, are you kidding me? You know, it's an insane amount of stuff. It's an insane amount of evidence, but there are people who still are like, there's no evidence. It's like there's evidence, Ethel. Okay. Um. Okay. It's just like it's like they're saying with Grandpa Sniffer. There's no evidence at all of anything unusual. And we know that that's a lie too. So anyway, um, so the truth is where you find it. I hope you're finding some on this show, and I hope you're finding some over on Max Vision. And we're going to get together and do this again. We're going to have them on doing this kind of thing again because I think it was a fun little trip through the genitals there. Genital Earth. I mean, yeah, it's my kind of subject. It's weird. What can I say? And my friends are weird too. We're all weird. And so, what you gonna do about it? Hmm? What you gonna do about it? We're a bunch of freaking weirdos. We're staying up late on a Sunday night to look at dragon genitals. That's my kind of person right there. Okay, love you guys. Remember, you're divine. You're divine. You got the power. You got the power. You do. And we're getting through this. We're winning. Remember, we're winning. Truth is coming out. Maybe gradually, but it is coming out. We're all doing our part, and the truth is coming out. And one of these days, we're going to know what exactly happened. We're going to know. Someone's going to know. Nobody's going to know. No, nobody's going to. No, they're going to know. Somebody's going to know. Okay. Good night.